Ron sat nervously in his seat at the movie theater, waiting for Phanessa to show. A week ago, she'd caught him kissing another girl, and ever since it had been arguments, slammed doors, and phone calls that ended before he could explain himself. Tonight was supposed to fix things. She'd actually agreed to meet him here. He kept telling himself the kiss was nothing, that she was blowing it out of proportion, that once they were together again, she'd calm down. But the lights dimmed, the previews never started, and the screen shifted into a slow, hypnotic swirl. Ron sighed, wondering where the hell she was, and finally turned his attention to the screen. The swirl deepened, colors folding into each other, and the faint outline of a woman appeared inside the pattern. Her voice drifted through the speakers, soft, distant, almost inside his head, guiding him to relax, to feel a hum rising within him, to let it shape him, to become whatever it called him to be. His eyes locked onto the screen as if he were frozen in place. The sounds, wind, water, something between them, washed over him, filling his ears until a light buzz vibrated through his body. Alarm flickered for a moment, but the warmth spread quickly, smoothing it away. He let the feeling in, welcomed it. His name felt distant. His body felt light. He shifted in his seat and froze. Something was wrong. Smaller, thinner, a more slender frame than he remembered. Even the seat seemed bigger around him, as if he'd quietly shrunk without noticing. His t-shirt shimmered, the fabric thinning until it simply faded away. In its place, a thin-strapped, soft, stretchy top settled against his smaller frame. His pants retreated, the fabric drawing upward until it reshaped into a tight skirt. Soft, shapely legs emerged beneath it, ending in a pair of heels that hadn't been there a moment before. His first instinct was pure panic. Shock, denial, the urge to bolt from the theater. But underneath it, something warm was rising, a euphoric pull that filled him with strange anticipation. A gentle swelling rose in his chest, adding a new weight and sensitivity. His legs drifted closer together, moving easily, without the familiar obstruction, as though his body had already accepted a different shape. He looked down and froze, startled at the soft, rounded shape rising from his chest, a fullness he wasn't prepared to see. His hands flew up on reflex, trying to cover the sudden curve as if hiding it would make it disappear. His face felt softer, unfamiliar. A touch to his lips made him freeze. Lipstick, makeup, and a faint trace of perfume he knew wasn't his. As the room came back into focus, Ron glanced to his right and froze again. A guy was sitting beside him, smiling like he'd been there the whole time. "Hi, Ronnie," he said warmly. "I'm your movie date." Phanessa set it up. Ron's stomach dropped. Hearing the name Ronnie hit him harder than it should have, and the mention of Phanessa sent his thoughts scrambling. None of this made sense, and yet he couldn't form a single word. The guy eased an arm around Ron's shoulder, his tone warm and certain. He said Phanessa had told him Ronnie loved kissing and suggested they go ahead and try it. The words sinking into Ron before he could react. Before Ron could protest or pull back, the guy was already leaning in, his lips pressing firmly against Ron's. The suddenness of it stole Ron's breath and any attempt to resist. After a few moments, Ron felt his resistance slipping. The warmth, the pressure, the haze around him all blended together until he found himself responding, returning the kiss with a soft, hesitant affection of his own. Ron drifted, his mind slipping into a warm blur. The unfamiliar sensations wrapped around him, overwhelming every attempt to think clearly, until he was simply carried by the experience. As the lights came up, Ron blinked himself back to reality. The movie was over. He was alone, back to himself, and in his own clothes. A note in the popcorn tub read, "Just a kiss, no big deal. Phanessa." Ron stared around the empty theater, trying to convince himself it hadn't really happened, that he'd been hypnotized. As he turned the note over, he saw the photo, and a cold shiver crawled up his spine because suddenly he wasn't sure what had truly occurred at all. Was it real?